Greetings of peace, people. This is yours truly, Bionic Anseng, Francis Coleman, and today I am going to give you my top 10 JRPG awesome power moments. Okay, now I chose these power moments during the in-game cinematography and in some cases in the actual fighting scenes in the game. So without further ado, here are my top 10 JRPG awesome power moments. Number 10, the Dreadnought Leviathan exploded due to the Dawn Shard, Final Fantasy XII. You know, when the characters were betrayed by Vossler, the chances are deemed that Van and the rest will escape the Dreadnought Leviathan. But because of the Dawn Shard and Fran, one of the members of the Final Fantasy XII party, Fran reacted to the Dawn Shard, the Deficit Net Sight. You know, it suddenly, caused the explosion of the Dreadnought Leviathan and its, surrounding airships. So our heroes barely managed to escape the blast. So you will see the explosion of the Dawn Shard, and after the explosion, the Dawn Shard will reveal itself, and Van and the others have acquired it. But this just shows the elements and the items that the Kingdom of Dalbaska hides in its territory. So that is one of my favorite awesome power moments, the power of the Dawn Shard, the Deficit Neticide. Number 9, meeting Shiba for the first time, Final Fantasy 15. Gentanya, yes, the one who's revealing herself impromptu in the pictures of Noctis every time they took a selfie together. Who would have thought that Gentanya was the actual Galatian? I really love this moment, considering that Ardyn, the most powerful enemy in the game, was talking to Gentanya, and then she just put her, their finger on Ardyn's face, and Ardyn instantly froze. And Gentanya revealed to be the Glacian, Shiba herself. What an awesome moment for Final Fantasy 15. And I was just, placed in awe as to the power of Shiba just to froze Ardyn like that. Okay. Number 8, Dart's first Dragoon transformation, Legend of Dragoon. Okay, on this one of Legend of Dragoon, we have saw Dart was able to transform into his Red Dragoon. I played this during the year 2000 to 2001, and of course Dragon Ball Z was really famous here at that time. It's still famous now, but during that time, I consider the transformation of the characters in Legend of Dragoon as their Super Saiyan. So, seeing Dart's first awesome transformation, and attacking this big, a giant enemy, and he just pushed it for apparently no effort. This just shows the power of the Dragoon. And it's one of the awesome things. I will never forget it. That's why it's number 8 in my video. Number 7, Wise versus Chaos Vincent Valentine, Dirge of Cerberus, Final Fantasy 7. This is one heck of a fight. As you can see, we can appreciate the power of Vincent Valentine here. And we can also appreciate the enemy, the big boss, Wise, as they were moving at the speed of light. As you can see, Vincent Valentine using his, classic traditional gun, and Wise is using his Sephiroth-like swords, 2 swords, and they battle each other. And that's one of the best cinematographies, fighting cinematographies I've ever seen in the JRPG. That's why it's number 7 on my list. If you haven't played Dirge of Cerberus, I advise you to play it because such a good game. Okay, number 6. Laszlo unleashing the Rune of Punishment in the Kingdom of Obel, Suikoden 4. I uploaded a video here, and in the uploaded video, my top 10 favorite moments in Suikoden, it is in number 10, the escape from Obel. Yes. However, before they escape in Obel, there were a lot of skirmishes between the Kuluk army and the Obel army, Obel Navy. Okay, just to be specific, the forces, the naval forces of Kuluk versus the naval forces of Obel. And the Kingdom of Obel was outnumbered, I think, 7-2 ships. It's a good thing that the forces of the Kingdom of Obel had this, the equalizer, and that's Laszlo's Rune of Punishment. As you can see here, the Rune of Punishment is the most dangerous and most not the most strongest rune of all, because it's the Sun Rune in Suikoden 5, but as regards to unleashing its power, the Rune of Punishment is great in displaying its power. Just look at how it decimated the naval forces of Kuluk. Okay, and that's why this awesome display of power is on my number 6. Okay, moving on to number 5, Luke's True Wind Rune attack in Suikoden 2. Okay, so this is a thing. This may happen or may not happen in your gameplay. This happened on a war battle between the forces of Luke of Light and the army of Ryu. And if the battle takes longer, forces of Harmonia who will act as a reinforcements to the forces of Luke of Light. Once Sasarais appears, Luke will appear out of nowhere and he will chant his True Wind Rune. And as you can see here, it affected a lot of the soldiers of Harmonia and Highland itself, killing a lot of people. As you can see, at least 2 units have been burned and several units have been damaged. So what an awesome display of power. And Luke, after that, he even told Shu and the others that he he feel winded down after using that power. So I must say that's an awesome display of power, and that's why I did not forget it until now. And that's my number 5 in the list. Number 4, Seymour Guado's Anima's summon in Luca Final Fantasy X. Okay, so we didn't know what precipitated the attack in Luca Stadium in the Final Fantasy X, but it turned out that Maester Seymour Guado's summon of Anima saved a lot of the residents of Spira. So this is an awesome display of power, because I've seen a lot of monsters, even those flying monsters that I think has 7,500 health powers, just being obliterated by Anima. And I never thought that I will fight Seymour Guado and Anima just around 10 hours after the events of Luca. So I was really petrified by Anima's strength because of this grand showing at Luca Stadium. So what an awesome display of power by Seymour Guado. Okay. Number 3, Snow and Shiba saves Lightning and Hope in Palumpolum Final Fantasy 13. Now this was the time when Snow really stated his iconic statement, "Since when did heroes ever needed plans?" And Lightning and Hope were surrounded by soldiers of the Sanctum in Palumpolum, and Lightning even she even had quitted in living, and she even instructed Hope to run. She will create a decoy, and she's on a suicide mission for Hope. But then what a great equalizer. Fang and Snow arrived at Palumpolum, and Snow displayed an awesome power of Shiba turning into a motorcycle after unleashing an ice attack that killed many soldiers and obliterated the formation of the Sanctum soldiers. Okay, it's one of the best and iconic cinematography display of power in the Final Fantasy universe. Number 2 is Sin destroyed Operation Mayhem Final Fantasy X. Okay, so during the earliest part of the game, we have seen Sin, Samarkand, the place of Tidus, where Oron and Tidus have seen Sin floating in the air with a inside the big bubble. And we also see encountered Sin during the party's journey to Kilika Temple, where Yuna and Tidus and the others fought its Finn, but to no avail. Sin destroyed Kilika village. But this really is the epitome of Sin. The first time we have encountered and we've discovered Sin's true body. And the forces of the Crusaders and the Albed teamed up together to destroy Sin once and for all. They have other options. They do not want to follow the options of the temple, sacrificing summoners. But unfortunately, they were destroyed by Sin, obliterated by Sin, and that's one of the iconic scenes that is memorable. What an awesome display of power by Sin. All of the forces of the Crusaders and Albed were killed. Some survived and just went back to the teachings of the Bebel, that the only way to beat Sin is to repent for their misgivings. So Sin really is one of the powerful beings ever created in the JRPG. Okay, and that's why it's number 2 on my list. Number 1, and this is a big WTF moment. Cypher kills Odin in Final Fantasy VIII. When I recruited Odin in Final Fantasy VIII, and whenever he appears when I am having a battle, I really, am glad and overjoyed, and I've seen him cut my enemies in half. So then when I first played Final Fantasy VIII, and I saw Cypher, and then Santetsuken, was, emerge in the screen. Okay, I said, okay, this is interesting. Alright, Cypher will die. And then, wow, what a quick turn of events. Odin was cut in half. I mean, WTF. How the hell did that happen? This is Odin. Okay? So a very like a godlike being that's being summoned was killed and was cut in half by Cypher. So this is the most awesome display of power in the Final Fantasy VIII universe. A WTF moment. Still now, when in the remaster, of course Gilgamesh, got the sword of Odin and avenge Odin in some way during the fight, but still, having killed Odin, Cypher is really a bad dude. And that is the number 1 awesome display of power in the JRPG for me. Okay, I would like to welcome you to comment below what are your favorite awesome power moments in the JRPG. Okay, comment below, and if you like this upload of mine, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel Bionic Anseng and hit that notification bell so you will be updated on my next upload, game analysis, reaction videos, live stream, and uploads of the games that I've been playing for trophy hunting. Okay, thank you peeps, thank you for watching. Enjoy, God bless, and stay safe up there.